The space shuttle rocked violently as it entered the atmosphere of the unknown planet. Astronaut Lily Morgan gripped her control panel and tried to steady the descent. She had been sent on this solo mission to explore Delta 9, an exoplanet that showed signs of supporting life. Warning signs flashed across her screen as the engines failed one by one. The shuttle spun out of control, heading toward a vast purple forest that covered much of the visible landscape. Lily activated the emergency landing protocols and braced for impact. The crash was hard, but the shuttle remained mostly intact. Lily checked her vital signs and suit integrity before looking out the window. A strange world greeted her. The trees had purple trunks with blue leaves, and the air had an odd shimmer to it. Her sensors indicated the atmosphere was breathable, but she kept her helmet on as a precaution. "I need to fix the communication system first," she thought as she gathered her repair tools. She exited the shuttle and set up a small workstation beside it. The gravity was slightly lighter than Earth, making her movements feel bouncy and strange as she worked on the damaged communication array. Lily noticed something odd. Her energy detector was picking up unusual readings from beyond a range of crystalline mountains in the distance. The readings were unlike anything in her database. They pulsed in a pattern that seemed almost deliberate. Curiosity got the better of her. After securing her shuttle, Lily packed a portable kit and began hiking toward the mountains. The trek was challenging, but the lighter gravity helped her cover ground faster. The local plants seemed to react to her presence, some closing up as she passed, while others opened, revealing glowing centers. After several hours of hiking, Lily reached the base of the mountains. They were unlike any formation she had seen on Earth. The entire range appeared to be made of crystal that shifted colors with the movement of the twin suns overhead. Found a narrow path winding up the mountainside and began to climb. As she reached the summit, something strange happened. The view ahead seemed to waver like a mirage. Lily adjusted her helmet settings, but the wavering continued. She stepped forward, cautiously, and felt a slight resistance, like pushing through thick jelly. Then suddenly she was through. The air rippled behind her, and she realized she had passed through some kind of energy field or cloaking screen. What she saw ahead made her gasp. A hidden valley stretched below her, filled with structures that blended organic and crystalline architecture. The buildings spiraled upward with no straight lines anywhere. The entire city, if it could be called that, seemed to have grown rather than been built. The structures glowed with internal light, creating a breathtaking vista. Lily activated the zoom function on her helmet and focused on the inhabitants moving through the city. They appeared humanoid, but with striking differences. Their skin had an iridescent quality that shifted colors in the light. They moved with impossible grace, and all appeared to be female. Their ears came to distinct points, and they stood taller than the average human. Their hair flowed in shades that did not exist on Earth, ranging from deep purples to blues that seemed to glow. But what truly shocked Lily was what some of them were riding. Giant creatures that resembled dragons from Earth. Mythology soared between the towers. The beings ranged in size, some as small as horses, others large enough to carry multiple riders. Their scales shimmered in the sunlight in various colors and patterns. Some breathed what looked like colored flame or energy. Lily remained hidden, watching in amazement. She had discovered not just life, but an advanced civilization, one that had somehow remained completely hidden. She needed to document everything and report back. She began recording the scene with her suit's cameras. So focused was she on the sight. Below that, Lily failed to notice movement behind her, until it was too late. The shadow fell over her first, then came a low, rumbling growl. Lily turned slowly and found herself face to face with one of the dragon creatures. Its scales were black as night, with hints of purple that shimmered when it moved. Its eyes were intelligent and fixed directly on her atop. The creature sat one of the alien women. Her skin had a silver-blue sheen, and her eyes were entirely purple with no visible whites. Her expression was fierce as she aimed what appeared to be a weapon at Lily. More riders appeared, surrounding her completely. Lily slowly raised her hands in the universal gesture of surrender. The lead rider spoke words Lily could not understand, then pressed something on her wrist. A field of energy briefly surrounded her before dissipating. When she spoke again, Lily was shocked to understand her. "Human, what are you doing in our sanctuary?" asked the rider, her voice melodic yet threatening. I am Lily Morgan from Earth. I crashed on your planet. I mean no harm. Lily replied, trying to keep her voice steady. The rider studied her for a long moment, then spoke to the others in their language. After what seemed like a heated discussion, the leader turned back to Lily. I am Scifi, warrior of the Luminar. You are the first outsider to find our hidden valley in 3 centuries. The council must decide your fate. Scifi gestured for Lily to climb onto the dragon behind her. Seeing no alternative, Lily carefully mounted the creature. Its scales were warm to the touch and she could feel muscles shifting beneath them. Hold tight, said Scifi. The dragon leapt from the mountain edge, its wings extending to catch the air. Lily gasped and clutched at Scifi's waist as they soared down toward the hidden city. The other riders flanked them as they flew. Lily caught glimpses of the alien women watching from below, pointing up at the strange procession. They landed in what appeared to be a central plaza. The buildings here were taller and more elaborate. The dragon lowered itself, allowing Lily and Scifi to dismount. A crowd gathered, keeping a cautious distance. Lily could feel their curiosity, and fear guards approached and escorted Lily toward the largest structure ahead. Its entrance was a spiral of crystal that seemed to flow rather than stand rigid. As they entered, the temperature dropped and the lighting dimmed. They walked through corridors that curved and twisted until they reached a circular chamber. Seated in a semicircle were 7 elder aliens. Their skin had a more pronounced glow and their eyes held wisdom that seemed ancient. The central figure stood as they entered. She was taller than the others, with silver hair that moved as if underwater, even in the still air. Welcome, human, to Luminar Vale. I am Matriarch Ilara. We have many questions for you, as I suspect you have for us. Lily stood before the council, her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and excitement. Inaidim Tiu had come seeking new worlds and had found far more than she ever imagined. The discovery of a lifetime now stood before her, and her fate rested in their hands. The matriarch gestured to a crystal seat that rose from the floor. Sit, Lily Morgan of Earth. Let us speak of how you came to our world and what shall become of you now. The journey that had begun with a crash landing had led Lily to first contact with an advanced alien species, and this was only the beginning. Lily sat before the council of elders, her heart pounding in her chest. The 7 ancient beings watched her with eyes that seemed to look through her rather than at her. Their skin glowed with an inner light that pulsed gently in the chamber. We have not encountered a human before, said Matriarch Ilara, her voice like music. Tell us of your world and why you have come to ours. Lily explained about Earth, about her mission to explore potentially habitable planets, and how her ship had malfunctioned, causing her to crash. She described her discovery of their hidden valley and her amazement at what she found. The council listened without interruption. When she finished, they conferred among themselves in their own language, which sounded like flowing water. We are the Luminar, said Ilara. Finally, we came to this world centuries ago, fleeing the destruction of our home planet. We are not the elves of your human mythology, though we understand the comparison. Our colony was established as a sanctuary, Ilara continued, a place where our people could live in peace away from those who would destroy us. We have remained hidden, using our technology and abilities to shield ourselves from detection. Until now, is my presence a danger to you? Asked Lily. That remains to be seen, replied Ilara. She turned to Scifi, who stood guard nearby. Scifi will be your guide and guardian while you are among us. She will show you our ways and help us determine if humans pose a threat to our continued existence. Scifi stepped forward, her expression making it clear she was not pleased with this assignment. Nevertheless, she bowed to the matriarch. Come, human, she said. We have much to discuss. Lily followed Scifi from the council chamber. The black dragon waited outside, lowering its head as Scifi approached. She placed her hand on its snout and closed her eyes briefly. This is Nixara, said Scifi. She is my bonded companion. She will help me watch you are. All these creatures, dragons asked. Lily, gazing at the magnificent being, we call them Draconis, explained Scifi. They are not dragons as in your human legends. They are bioengineered guardians created by combining Luminar DNA with native fauna of this world. They share a telepathic bond with their chosen rider, Scifi. mounted Nixara and gestured for Lily to climb up behind her. Once seated, they took flight over the city. Lily held tight as they soared between crystal spires and organic towers. Below her, Lily could see Luminar going about their daily lives. Some tended gardens that grew up the sides of buildings. Others worked with technology that seemed to blend seamlessly with the natural world. She noticed that all the Luminar she saw appeared to be female. "Are there no males among your people?" she asked. Scifi was silent for a moment before responding. "That is a complex matter, one that relates to why we hide our males were lost to us long ago, some to death, others to something worse." Before Lily could ask what she meant, Nixara descended toward a cluster of domed structures near the edge of the city. They landed in front of one and dismounted. "These will be your quarters," said Scifi. "You will stay here when not with me. I will return at dawn to continue your education." With that, she remounted Nixara and flew away, leaving Lily alone to explore her new home. The interior was simple but beautiful. The furniture seemed to grow from the floor itself. The walls glowed with soft light that adjusted to her movements. There was a pool of clear water in the center and fruits of unusual colors arranged on a table. Lily tested the water, finding it refreshingly cool. She was tempted to drink, but decided caution was wiser for now. That night, Lily slept fitfully, dreaming of crystal cities and dragon flight. She woke to find Scifi standing over her. "Today you learn of the Luminar," said the warrior, after a meal of sweet fruits and a bread-like substance. Scifi took Lily on a tour of the colony. They walked rather than flew, allowing Lily to see the city up close. The architecture was even more impressive at ground level. Buildings curved and twisted in ways that defied human engineering, yet felt perfectly natural. They entered what Scifi called the life chambers, a vast greenhouse where Luminar tended plants of all descriptions. Some grew food, others medicine, and still others were purely decorative. The air was rich with scents Lily had never experienced. "We live in balance with our world," explained Scifi, "taking only what we need, returning all we can. This is the way of the Luminar." Next, they visited the Knowledge Center, where young Luminar studied under the guidance of elders. Instead of books or computers, they used crystal spheres that glowed when touched. Images and information appeared in the air above them. "Our history, our science, our art, all preserved here," said Scifi. "Some knowledge dates back thousands of years to our original homeworld." Throughout the day, Lily noticed that the Luminar watched her with curiosity. Some with suspicion, others with interest. A few young ones approached, asking questions about Earth and humans. Lily answered as best she could, charmed by their innocent curiosity. As the twin suns began to set, Scifi led her to a high plateau where several Draconis and their riders were gathered. "You asked about our companions," said Scifi. "This is where young Luminar come to bond with their Draconis. It is a sacred ceremony." Lily watched as a young Luminar approached a small Draconis with scales the color of sunset. The creature extended its wings, and the Luminar placed her forehead against the Draconis' snout. A glow surrounded them briefly. When it faded, the young Luminar smiled with joy. "The bond is mental and emotional," explained Scifi. "Each Draconis chooses its rider. The connection allows them to communicate without words, to share strength and ability. It is the deepest trust. Can all Luminar form this bond?" asked Lily. "All may try, but not all succeed," replied Scifi. "It requires a specific psionic ability that most but not all Luminar possess." Lily watched Scifi with Nixara, noting the subtle communication between them. The dragon seemed to respond to thoughts before they were spoken. "So that's how you found me," realized Lily. Nixara sensed my presence. Scifi nodded. "Draconis can detect life forms and energy patterns beyond our normal perception. She knew something foreign had entered our valley." As darkness fell, they returned to the city. The buildings glowed from within, creating a spectacular light show against the night sky. Lily noticed new activity as Luminar gathered in what appeared to be a central square. Music unlike anything she had heard filled the air. Some Luminar danced in patterns that seemed to tell stories. "This is our evening," gathering explained Scifi. "We share music stories and community each night. It strengthens our bonds." Lily watched, entranced by the beauty of the scene. For a moment she forgot she was on an alien world among an unknown species. She simply enjoyed the artistry. The moment was broken by a sudden silence. A Luminar rushed into the square, speaking urgently to the gathered crowd. Scifi listened, her expression growing grim. "What is it?" asked. "Lily, our long-range sensors have detected a ship entering," this system said. "Scifi, a ship of the Void, Dominion." The crowd dispersed quickly, some rushing to their homes, others gathering in groups to discuss the news. "Who are the Void?" Dominion asked. "Lily," our enemy replied. "Scifi, the reason we hide. The reason our colony exists. The reason I must now take you to the matriarch immediately." They hurried through the city toward the council chamber. Lily sensed the fear that had descended over the colony. The joyful community of moments ago replaced by tense preparation in the council chamber. Ilara and the other elders were gathered around a holographic display showing a ship approaching the planet. "We hoped they would not find us here," said Ilara sadly. "But it seems our time of peace may be ending." Lily looked at the ship design. Nothing like human vessels. It was black with jagged protrusions like a sinister crystal. "What will you do?" asked Lily. "Will you evacuate?" Ilara turned to her. "We cannot outrun them forever. Perhaps it is time to stand our ground. But first we must determine if your presence has brought this danger upon us." The implication was clear. Lily might be responsible for exposing their hidden sanctuary. If so, what would they do with her? And what would happen when the Void Dominion arrived? These questions hung in the air as the council stared at the approaching threat on their display. The peaceful alien women she had discovered now faced a grave danger, and somehow Lily found herself caught in the middle of a conflict centuries in the making. 3 days passed since the detection of the Void Dominion ship. The colony buzzed with activity as the Luminar prepared for possible discovery. Lily had been cleared of deliberately leading enemies to them. Her crash was deemed an unfortunate coincidence. Scifi led Lily to a structure built into the mountainside. Inside was a vast chamber filled with technology more advanced than anything Lily had seen in the colony before. Luminar technicians worked at crystal consoles monitoring the cloaking shield that hid their valley. "This is our protection nexus," explained Scifi, "the heart of our defense system. It generates the energy field that keeps us hidden from sensors." And eyes Lily studied the system, fascinated by its design. It used principles of physics she had never encountered. The shield bent light, sound, and other energy waves around the valley, creating the illusion of an empty mountain range. "I think I can help improve this," said Lily. "Human science approaches problems differently. Sometimes a fresh perspective helps." Scifi looked skeptical but introduced Lily to Mira, the lead technician. After some discussion, Mira allowed Lily to examine their systems. Lily noticed that the shield had weaknesses at certain energy frequencies. Human sensor technology would have detected these anomalies. Void technology might as well. She explained the issue and proposed modifications. Mira seemed impressed. "Your species thinks in unusual ways," she said. "But your suggestions have merit." Together they worked to implement Lily's ideas, strengthening the shield against a broader spectrum of detection methods. The work continued through the night. By morning, the improved shield was operational. The council summoned Lily to express their gratitude. "You have proven yourself helpful," said Ilara. "Perhaps there is purpose in your arrival here." Reports came that the Void ship had entered orbit. There was no indication they had detected the colony yet, but scout vessels had been deployed to the surface. Tension grew among the Luminar. Scifi took Lily to a secluded training ground, where Luminar warriors practiced combat moves with energy weapons and without. She watched as they sparred, their movements fluid and precise. Draconis circled overhead, some engaging. "In aerial maneuvers, you should learn to defend yourself," said Scifi. "We do not know what is coming." She handed Lily a staff-like weapon. It hummed with energy in her hands. Sylpha demonstrated basic defensive positions. The weapon felt strange, but Lily caught on quickly. Her astronaut training included combat basics. "Tell me about the Void Dominion," Lily asked as they trained. "Who are they? Why do they hunt you?" Sylpha was silent for a moment, considering how much to share. Finally, she spoke. "The Void Dominion was once part of us long ago. Thousands of years passed on our homeworld. The males of our species discovered forbidden technology that promised great power. They were warned of its dangers, but some chose power over wisdom. They bonded with machines, becoming something neither luminar nor machine. The technology corrupted them, changed them. They called themselves the Ascended, but we named them the Void for the emptiness that replaced their souls. Those who rejected this path tried to live in peace. But the Void grew hostile, demanding all luminar join them. When we refused, war came. Our homeworld was destroyed. Most luminar perished. Those who survived fled, forming hidden colonies across the stars. The Void hunt us, still seeking to either convert or destroy the last pure-blooded luminar. Lily absorbed this information, stunned by the revelation. "Is that why there are no males here?" she asked. Sylpha nodded. "The few male luminar who rejected the Void path and escaped with us eventually died out. They were fewer in number and more affected by the radiation from our world's destruction. Only female luminar could reproduce afterward, and even that became difficult. We adapted using genetic science and the native life of this world. That is how the Draconis were created, partly from our own DNA. They are our children in a way, our legacy and our protectors." As their training continued, Lily and Sylpha developed an unusual friendship. The warrior remained stern, but Lily detected growing respect in her manner. Sylpha introduced Lily to other warriors, and to her surprise, they welcomed her. Some even invited her to train with them. In turn, Lily shared knowledge of Earth and human ways. The Luminar were fascinated by human culture, so different from their own. They were particularly interested in human creativity in art, music, and storytelling. One evening, as they returned from training, they found Nyxara waiting for them. The great dragon seemed agitated. "What troubles her?" asked. Lily Sylpha placed her hand on Nyxara's head, closing her eyes to connect with her companion. "She is sensing something unusual," she said after a moment. "Something about you." Nyxara approached Lily slowly, her great head lowering to eye level. The dragon stared at her intently. Lily felt a strange sensation, like a gentle pressure in her mind. "She is curious about you," said Sylpha with surprise. "This is unusual. Draconis rarely show interest in non-luminar." Lily cautiously raised her hand. Nyxara pushed her snout against it. The contact sent a tingle up Lily's arm. It wasn't unpleasant, just strange. Nyxara made a rumbling sound, almost like purring. "Remarkable," said Sylpha. "She likes you." Their moment was interrupted by alarms echoing through the valley. Sylpha immediately mounted Nyxara, gesturing for Lily to join her. They flew rapidly to the council chamber, where Alara and the others were gathered around a display. "A Void scout ship has landed 15 kilometers from here," reported a technician. "They appear to be investigating the area around the human crash site." The council looked at Lily. Their expressions were not accusatory, but concerned. "Your ship may lead them to us," said Alara. "We must decide quickly what to do." Some argued for evacuation, abandoning the colony before discovery. Others insisted their defenses were strong enough to remain hidden. A heated debate began. Lily thought about the situation. "They found my crash site," she said. "That means they know something non-void is here. But they don't know what they will search the area thoroughly." An idea formed in her mind. "What if we give them something to find?" she suggested. "Something that would lead them away from the valley." The council fell silent, listening as Lily outlined her plan. They could plant evidence suggesting she had traveled in a different direction away from the mountains, perhaps even set up a false camp. They could use parts from her shuttle to create a decoy signal. "It is risky," said Alara, "but it may work, better than abandoning our home." The plan was approved. Scifi and Lily would lead a small team to implement the deception. They gathered necessary equipment and prepared to depart before they left. Ilara took Lily aside. "You continue to surprise us, human," she said. "Your willingness to help those not of your kind is not what we expected." "Humans are diverse," replied Lily. "Some would fear you, others would wish to exploit you. But many would see, as I do, a people worthy of respect and protection." Ilara seemed pleased with this answer. "Go with care," she said. "May the stars guide your path." As night fell, Scifi, Lily, and 3 other warriors mounted their Draconis and flew from the valley. They carried equipment to create the false trail, including pieces of Lily's shuttle and human items that would leave her scent. Nyxara flew silently through the darkness with Lily holding tight behind Scifi. From the air they spotted the Void Scout ship, a dark, angular vessel unlike the organic designs of the Luminar. Several figures moved around it, their forms vaguely humanoid but with mechanical components visible even from a distance. They landed far from the Void ship and began implementing their plan. They created signs of human passage heading away from the mountains. They set up a small camp with a malfunctioning transmitter that would emit irregular signals likely to attract attention. They placed traces of human DNA, Lily's hairskin cells, that would indicate recent presence as they worked. Lily studied the distant Void patrol through binoculars. The sight chilled her. The beings moved with unnatural precision. Their bodies were partly mechanical with implants visible on their skin. Their faces were covered with masks. But occasionally she caught glimpses of features that indeed resembled male Luminar, but twisted and changed. When the false trail was complete, they prepared to return. One of the warriors suddenly froze, pointing toward the forest. 3 Void Scouts were approaching, moving quickly through the trees. "They're heading this way," whispered Scifi. "We must go now." They mounted their Draconis, taking off as quietly as possible. But one of the Void Scouts looked up, spotting their silhouettes against the night sky. A beam of energy shot upward, narrowly missing them. The Draconis scattered, flying in different directions as more energy beams cut through the air. Scifi directed Nyxara toward the mountains, pushing the dragon to her maximum speed. Lily held on desperately as they dove and weaved, avoiding the attacks. A beam grazed Nyxara's wing. The dragon roared in pain but kept flying. Lily looked back, seeing 2 Void Flyers in pursuit. Their engines glowed an eerie purple as they gained on the Draconis. "We're not going to outrun them," shouted Lily. Scifi nodded grimly. "We fight," she replied. She signaled to the other riders. They formed a formation and suddenly turned, diving toward their pursuers. The Void pilot seemed surprised by the maneuver, giving the Luminar the advantage. Of surprise, what followed was an aerial battle unlike anything Lily could have imagined. Draconis breathing energy blasts, Void ships firing weapons, Luminar warriors using their staffs to deflect and attack. The night sky lit up with the exchange through it all. Lily clung to Scifi, watching in amazement as the warrior guided Nyxara with seemingly telepathic precision. They moved as one being, anticipating each attack. Dawn came with reports that the Void Scouts had discovered the false camp. They appeared to be following the trail away from the mountains. For now, the deception was working, but the Luminar remained on high alert. Lily and Scifi visited the medical chamber where the wounded warriors were recovering. The healing technology of the Luminar amazed Lily. They used a combination of energy fields and organic compounds to accelerate natural healing. One of the warriors, Kira, had been badly injured during the aerial battle. She lay in a crystal pod that hummed with energy. "She risked herself to protect our retreat," said Scifi. "Her Draconis. Zephyr took a direct hit that would have struck us." Lily felt a pang of guilt. These people were suffering because of her arrival. Even if unintentional, her presence had disrupted their peaceful existence. Their moment of reflection was interrupted by a young Luminar messenger. "The Council requests your presence immediately," she said. "Both of you." They hurried to the Council chamber. The atmosphere was tense. Even Ilara looked worried. "The deception has failed," she announced. "The Void forces have changed direction. They are heading toward the mountains, directly toward our valley." "How?" asked Scifi. The false trail was convincing. We believe they detected energy signatures from the Draconis during your escape, explained one of the elders. They are using that trail to track you. We have 6 hours at most before they reach the outer shield. Added another, all Luminar, are being mobilized for defense or evacuation. Sylpha turned to Lily. You should leave now, she said. Take one of our small vessels, return to your people. Warn them of the void. Lily was stunned by the suggestion. You want me to abandon you? It is the logical choice, replied Sylpha. Your presence will not change the outcome here, but you could prepare your world for the threat the void represents. Lily shook her head firmly. I crashed here. I brought this danger. I stay to help fight it. The council exchanged glances. Alara stepped forward. Your courage honors you, human. But what can one of your kind do against the void? They are unlike any enemy you have faced. I may not have your abilities, said Lily. But I have different perspectives, different knowledge. Sometimes that is an advantage. And my world has developed weapons and tactics that might be effective against them. Ilara considered this. Your determination is clear, she said. Very well. You may join our defense. But know that what comes may be beyond anything you can imagine. The council shared their defense plans. The outer shield would be strengthened. All non-warrior Luminar would retreat to shelters deep within the mountains. The Draconis riders would form the primary defense force. If these measures failed, a final option remained. Final option, asked Lily. Alara hesitated before explaining. Beneath our colony lies an ancient weapon, a device created by our ancestors. It draws power from the planet's core. If activated, it would create an energy pulse that would destroy all void technology within the system. And the colony asked Lily. Possibly, the planet replied. Alara solemnly. It is truly a last resort. The gravity of the situation sank in. Lily realized she needed to contribute more than just her presence. She needed to offer real solutions. I have an idea, she said. If we can modify my shuttle's power core to emit a specific frequency, it might disrupt their neural interfaces. The neural interfaces, asked an elder. The connection between the organic and mechanical parts of the void, explained. Lily, human research has shown that certain frequencies can interfere with brain-computer interfaces. The council found merit in this idea. They dispatched a team with Lily to salvage parts from her shuttle. While there, Lily gathered her research data and tools that might prove useful. The hours passed quickly as preparations continued. Throughout the colony, Luminar prepared for battle. Some calibrated defense systems, others prepared medical facilities for casualties. The Draconis sensed the tension growing more restless and aggressive. Sylpha found Lily working with technicians to modify her shuttle's power core. Your knowledge is impressive, she said. I have misjudged humans. Lily smiled. Not all humans would help, but enough would I think our peoples could be allies. Perhaps, said Sylpha. If we survive what comes. A sudden alarm echoed through the valley. Void ships have entered the atmosphere, announced a voice over the communication. System all warriors to defensive positions. Sylpha led Lily to where Nixara waited. The great dragon was fitted with armor now. Crystal plates protected vital areas. Her eyes burned with anticipation. I should have my own mount, said Lily. I can fight better that way. That is not possible, replied Sylpha. The bond with a Draconis takes years to form. A horn sounded calling all riders to assemble. They gathered on a large platform, hundreds of Draconis and their Luminar riders. The sight was breathtaking. Even facing danger, Lily could appreciate the majesty of the scene. Alara addressed the gathered warriors. The day we have feared has come, she said. The void have found us, but we are not unprepared. We have trained for this moment. Our ancestors fled, rather than face extinction. Today we stand. We fight not just for ourselves but for all. Luminar across the stars. A cheer rose from the assembly. Draconis roared in unison. The sound echoed off the mountains. Sylpha prepared to mount Nixara. She turned to Lily. You should join the non-combatants in the shelters. Before Lily could protest, one of the scouts flew in on a small Draconis. "The shield has been breached," she reported. "Void ground forces are entering the valley from the north. Their main ship remains in orbit." All at once, the defense plan activated. Additional shields formed around key structures. Warriors moved to predetermined positions. Energy weapons powered up, creating a network of defensive fire. Scifi hesitated, torn between her duty as a warrior and her responsibility for Lily. Nyxara made the decision for her. The dragon suddenly moved toward Lily, nudging her with her snout, then lowered herself in a clear invitation. "What is she doing?" asked Lily. Scifi looked shocked. "She wants you to ride her." "That is impossible," protested an elder nearby. "Humans cannot bond with Draconis yet." Nyxara continued to insist. Lily looked at Scifi, uncertain. "Try," suggested Scifi. "Place your hand on her head as you have seen me do." Lily cautiously placed her palm against Nyxara's scaled head. The contact sent a jolt through her body, not painful but intense. She felt a presence in her mind, alien, yet somehow familiar. Images flashed through her consciousness. The feeling was overwhelming but not frightening. "Nyxara has chosen," said Alara, appearing beside them. "This has never happened before, a human bonding with a Draconis." "But how will I guide her?" asked Lily. "I don't have your telepathic abilities." "The bond creates the connection," replied Alara. "It seems Nyxara believes you capable." A new alarm sounded. The first void forces had reached the outer buildings of the colony. The battle had begun. "There is no time to question this," said Scifi. She turned to another rider. "Lana, let me use your Draconis for the battle." Lana nodded and Scifi mounted her dragon. Lily carefully climbed onto Nyxara, uncertain but determined. The great dragon seemed to sense her nervousness and remained steady. "Just feel her thoughts," instructed Scifi. "Don't try to force commands. Let the bond guide you." Lily closed her eyes, focusing on the connection she had felt. She pictured them rising into the air. To her amazement, Nyxara responded, spreading her wings and launching skyward. Lily gripped the handles on the dragon's harness, her stomach dropping at the sudden ascent. The sensation was like nothing she had experienced. The bond with Nyxara grew stronger with each passing moment. She could sense the dragon's thoughts, emotions, and intentions. It wasn't words exactly, more like impressions and feelings. Scifi flew alongside them. "You are doing well," she called. "Keep close to me. Follow my lead." Below them, the battle had begun. Void forces pushed into the valley, their forms more machine than flesh. They fired weapons that pulsed with dark energy. Luminar defenders responded with their own technology. The air crackled with energy exchanges. Lily and Scifi joined a squadron of riders circling above the front line. Nyxara seemed to know what to do, requiring minimal guidance from Lily. The dragon dove toward a group of void soldiers, breathed a stream of energy that scattered them, then pulled up sharply, avoiding return fire. The battle intensified. Void reinforcements arrived from their ship. Larger war machines lumbered into the valley, firing devastating weapons that tore through buildings. Despite fierce resistance, the Luminar defenders were gradually pushed back. Lily noticed something strange during the battle. When Nyxara used her energy breath under her guidance, the effect seemed stronger than when other Draconis attacked the void. Soldiers struck by it remained disabled. Longer, Scifi noticed too. "Your connection with Nyxara is different," she called during a brief respite. "It amplifies her natural abilities." "Could it be because I'm human?" asked Lily. "Our brains are structured differently." More void ships entered the atmosphere. The main colony defenses activated, creating a dome of energy that intercepted and destroyed several vessels, but more kept coming. "Fall back to the inner sanctum," ordered Alara over the communication system. "Prepare the final defense." The riders regrouped, protecting the retreat of ground forces. Lily and Scifi flew protection overhead. The inner sanctum was a fortress built into the mountain itself. Here the most important structures of the colony were located, including the council chamber and the knowledge center. As they landed in the inner courtyard, Lily saw the toll the battle had taken. Wounded Luminar were everywhere. Damaged, Buildings smoldered. Many Draconis were injured, their riders tending to them with grim determination. Alara approached them. "The outer colony is lost," she said. The void. 2 weeks passed since the battle. The Luminar colony had begun to rebuild. Damaged structures were repaired, wounded warriors healed. The void forces had retreated to the edge of the star system, maintaining distance but not leaving entirely. Lily stood on the mountain overlook beside Nexara, watching the sunset. The black dragon had become her constant companion, their bond growing stronger each day. What had begun as an emergency connection during battle had evolved into something deeper. Lily could now communicate with Nexara almost as effectively as lifelong Luminar riders. Silpha approached, joining them at the edge. "I thought I would find you here," she said. "You come to this spot often. I like the view," replied Lily. "From here I can see the entire valley. And remember what we fought for. Much has changed since you crashed on our world," observed Silpha. "Our hidden sanctuary discovered. A battle, fought and won. A human bonded with a Draconis. The council debates what comes next, and—" "What do you think should come next?" asked Lily. Silpha was silent for a moment. "Before you arrived, I believed isolation was our only path to survival," she admitted. "Now I am not so certain." Their conversation was interrupted by a young messenger. "The council requests your presence," said the girl. "Both of you immediately, in the council chamber." Alara and the elders waited along with several other high-ranking Luminar warriors and scientists. A large holographic display showed the void ship still orbiting the outer planets of the system. "The void forces remain," said Alara. "They have not attacked again, but neither have they departed. We believe they are waiting for reinforcements." "More concerning," added another elder. "Our long-range sensors have detected communications between their ships and somewhere beyond our system. They are sharing information." "About the colony?" asked Silpha. "About the human," replied the elder. "We intercepted fragments of their transmissions. They speak of Lily, of her connection with Nexara. They call it the missing link." A chill ran down Lily's spine. "What does that mean?" Alara gestured, and the display changed, showing ancient Luminar text and diagrams. The original corruption that created the void was an attempt to enhance Luminar abilities through technology, she explained. "Our scientists believed the process was flawed, that the mechanical components could never truly integrate with our biology. That flaw made the void unstable, requiring constant maintenance and upgrades, but humans may be different," added a Luminar scientist. "Our preliminary studies of your physiology suggest your neural structure has elements that complement Luminar biology differently than our own. The ease with which you bonded with Nexara supports this theory. You think the void want to use humans to perfect their corruption," said Lily, horrified. "It is a strong possibility," confirmed Alara. "If they return to Earth with this knowledge—" Lily understood the implications. The void could kidnap humans for experimentation. They could perfect their technology, creating a more powerful and stable fusion of organic and mechanical. Could Earth defend against such an advanced enemy? Unlikely. We cannot allow this, said Lily firmly. We need to stop them before they can report back to their main forces. The council agreed. But how to accomplish this was less clear. The void ships remained beyond the range of colony defenses. Their weapons had been proven effective, but required close proximity. Have been working on something, said Lily. For days she had been combining elements of her shuttle technology with Luminar crystal tech. The void ships use a specific communication frequency to coordinate. With your permission, I can try to disrupt it, perhaps even implant false information. The council approved her plan. Lily worked with Luminar scientists to implement it. They created a transmission that would appear to come from the Void Commander, but would contain coded shutdown commands to their systems. While the technical team finalized the transmission plan, Alara took Lily aside. There is another matter we must discuss, she said, one of great importance. The matriarch led Lily to a chamber deep within the mountain, a place few Luminari ever entered. Ancient symbols covered the walls. The air hummed with energy. In the center stood a crystal structure larger than any Lily had seen. It pulsed with inner light. "This is the heart of Luminar," explained Ilara. "It contains the combined wisdom and memories of our ancestors dating back thousands of years. It is our most sacred relic." Lily was awed by the structure. "Why show this to me?" "Because it has shown interest in you," replied Ilara. "Since your arrival, since your bonding with Nixara, the heart has displayed patterns we have not seen before. It seems to be responding to your presence." As if confirming her words, the crystal pulsed brighter when Lily stepped closer. Patterns of light swirled within it, moving toward her. "What does it want?" asked Lily. "To connect," answered Ilara. "Simply place your hand upon it. If you are willing." Lily hesitated. This was clearly a profound moment. Something beyond her understanding as a human, but her journey on this world had already taken her far beyond what any human had experienced. Why stop now? She placed her palm against the crystal surface. The effect was immediate. Images flooded her mind. The history of the Luminar, their original homeworld, their great cities, their achievements, their conflict, the rise of the void, the destruction, the exodus across the stars, the founding of colonies, the endless hiding and fleeing. But there was more. The crystal showed her possibilities, future paths, some dark ending in extinction, others bright with renewal, and something else. A new path, one not previously considered. The joining of human and Luminar strengths to create something greater than either alone. When the vision ended, Lily staggered back. Overwhelmed, Ilara supported her. "What did you see?" asked. "The matriarch, everything," replied Lily. "Their history, their fears, but also hope. A future where humans and Luminar stand together." Ilara nodded. "The heart has confirmed what we suspected. You are a bridge, Lily Morgan, a connection between our peoples, and perhaps the key to our survival." Before they could discuss further, an alarm sounded throughout the colony. They rushed back to the council chamber. "Void reinforcements have arrived," announced a technician. "A much larger ship has entered the system. They will reach orbit within hours." The colony mobilized for defense, but all knew their resources were limited after the previous battle. They could not withstand another major assault. "We must implement our plan immediately," said Lily. "Our transmission might confuse them long enough to give us an advantage." The technical team completed the final adjustments. They would broadcast the false commands just as the reinforcement ship came within range of the colony. Hopefully, it would create enough confusion in the Void Fleet to buy them time as they prepared the transmission. Lily had another idea. "What about the ancient weapon?" she asked. "The one beneath the colony." "We cannot risk it," replied an elder. "It might destroy the planet." "Not necessarily," said Lily. "What if we modified it to target only the void ships in orbit? A focused beam rather than a pulse?" The Luminar scientists considered this. "It would require precise calibration," said one, "and would drain most of our power reserves, but it could work," added another. With the council's approval, they began modifying the ancient weapon. It would be their backup plan if the transmission failed. Hours later, the reinforcement ship arrived, a massive vessel dwarfing the scouts that had attacked before. On the display, they could see smaller ships deploying from it, a full invasion force. "Activate the transmission," ordered Ilara. The false commands went out, mimicking the Void Commander's signal. For tense minutes, nothing happened. Then reports came in. The smaller ships were showing signs of confusion. Some had powered down, others flew erratic patterns. "It worked," said Lily. "But not completely. The main ship continues its approach." The massive vessel descended toward the planet, undeterred by the false commands. Its weapon systems powered up, targeting the colony. "Prepare the ancient weapon," commanded Ilara. "It is our last resort." The weapon system came online, drawing power from the planet's core. The colony lights dimmed as energy was diverted. The targeting systems locked onto the Void flagship. "We have one shot," said the technician controlling the weapon. "If we miss," the implications hung in the air. If they missed, the colony would be defenseless. The weapon would take days to recharge. Fire ordered, Ilara. Beam of pure energy shot upward from the mountain, striking the Void flagship. The ship shuddered, energy cascading across its hull. For a moment it seemed to have survived. Then cracks appeared, spreading across its surface. The ship broke apart sections, exploding in spectacular bursts. The colony erupted in cheers. But Lily noticed something on the display. A smaller ship had escaped the destruction. It was heading out of the system at high speed. One got away, she said. They will report back. Silence fell as the implications sank in. They had won the battle, but the war would continue. The Void now knew about humans, about the potential Lily's kind represented. They would come to Earth in the days that followed. The council met continuously, discussing options. Plans were made and discarded. The threat to both peoples was clear. Isolation was no longer an option. Finally, Ilara summoned Lily to a private meeting. The council has reached a decision, she said. We believe the time has come to end our seclusion. The Void threat requires a unified response. Your world must be warned. Earth must be prepared. Lily agreed. But how to accomplish this? The Luminar had the technology for interstellar travel, but revealing themselves to all of humanity carried risks. Human history was filled with fear of the unknown. We propose a careful approach, continued Ilara. You would return to Earth as our ambassador, not to your